Hey, I'm Kurt Thompson, and you are at my channel, your brass instructor, TRUMPETSIZZLE.com. This is a channel that helps you in all areas of brass and trumpet playing with a special emphasis on range and endurance. In this particular video, the message is for all musicians.
Vocalists, singers, string instruments, bass, guitar, keyboard, piano, drums, brass instruments, woodwind instruments, double reeds, all musicians.
All musicians.
Today, we are going to be talking about the 5 top reasons that keep most musicians, you, from turning pro. Number 1, can you become a professional musician just by watching YouTube videos alone? Number 2, how much drum corps experience is required to become a professional musician? Number 3, do you need a music degree? Number 4, how much practicing is required? Number 5, how much natural talent is required? If you like these kinds of tutorials, I have over 1,000 tutorials for most musicians. And you might as well subscribe. You'll get alerts and notifications when I post a new video. Go ahead and comment on this video. Give it a thumbs up. One, can you become a professional musician just by watching YouTube? Sorry, but the short answer is no. The long answer is also no. You cannot become a professional musician just by watching YouTube. Watching tutorials is a passive venture. You're not interacting with a professional musician, and you're not interacting with a teacher, and that teacher is not giving you feedback. You're probably entertained by some of mine because you've already watched a couple of them. You may have also gotten a little bit better by some of the tips that I've offered, but YouTube and videos do not take the place of a live interaction between you and the professional teacher. Sorry, YouTube is not going to do it for you. 2, how much drum corps experience do you need to become a professional musician? None, 0, nada. Absolutely 0, nada. No drum corps experience required to become a professional musician. Think about this. All the time you spend in drum corps is focused on 3 or 4 songs for an entire year. Ooh, not good. Not good if you want to become a professional musician. The professional musician has to adapt quickly to new music, new environments, and be very flexible, especially at site. Drum corps and marching and playing 3 or 4 songs for the entire year that you're going to be in drum corps for that season is not going to help you become a professional musician. Sorry. Think about this. Quickly now, think of 5 names, 5 people that are professional musicians that made it by first going to drum corps and using that as a springboard into professional music. Go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Time's up. The bottom line, don't go into drum corps thinking it will help your career, because it won't. 3, do you need a music degree? The quick answer is yes. The long answer is double yes. Now, before you go, wait a minute. Hey, I know there are exceptions. There are always exceptions to everything, and you might be able to find a handful of people across the globe that didn't get a music degree. And really, if you want to know the truth, if you go back to the 1970s and before, the answer to this question would be no. Most professional musicians likely did not have a music degree. But in 2018 and going forward into the future, most musicians will need to get that music degree. Why? Because the competition is amazingly keen. Jobs are scarce, gigs are scarce, and there's a whole lot of competition. Music school will prepare you for things outside your comfort zone. If you are a classically trained singer, vocalist, opera singer, string player, concert pianist, brass or woodwind player, percussion, any musician at all, if you're classically trained, you will need to broaden your horizons to compete in the real professional arena. Music school will help you do that. You'll learn arranging, jazz and commercial idioms, and you'll be more marketable, more flexible to support yourself. Further, if you go to music school and get that music ed degree, music education, you then can have a day job of teaching school, teaching band or teaching music, and at night go out and gig, go to rehearsal bands, and gig on the weekend. So do you need a music degree? Yes, you do. 4. How much practicing is required to become a professional musician? That's a question that's often asked. The quick answer is about 5,000 quality practice hours. Ooh, sounds like a lot, and it is. 5,000 hours of good, intense, quality practice by yourself will bring you up to the bottom rung of the professional caliber ladder. Pat yourself on the back or on the shoulder or somewhere, because being at the bottom rung of the professional caliber musician level is quite an accomplishment, as almost all musicians are not at this level. Let's just say, for example, that you started music in 5th grade, whether that's drums, piano, band, choir. You started in 5th grade and you practiced an hour every day, every single day until you graduated high school. Would you believe that you would have only got to around 3,000 hours of practice? Somewhere along the line, probably in high school as a junior and senior, you're going to have to up your practice time. And maybe even as a freshman or a sophomore in college, you're going to have to up that practice time to 2, 3, maybe even 4 hours of practice every day to get closer and closer to that 5,000 hours. Practice, perfect practice, and high quality practice is required, and 5,000 hours at a minimum is required to reach the professional status of musicians. 5. How much does talent matter? Like the old adage, genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Same is true for talent. The same is true for music. There are a lot of talented musicians out there who don't achieve professional status. There are a lot of lesser talented musicians that do become professional musicians. What's the difference? Many times the very gifted and talented musicians early in life, in elementary, junior high, and high school, tend to be early bloomers. Also, things are very easy for these people. What happens to these highly talented people is that once things begin to get hard at the college level and beyond, a lot of times they may not have the work ethic to continue practicing and doing the required practice necessary. For people that don't have as much talent, are doubling and tripling up their practice and lessons and eventually surpass the more talented individual. So, yes, talent is required, but not as much as you think. You need just a little bit of musical talent and a whole huge heaping of work ethic, and you can still become a professional musician. Don't feel bad. You don't need the talent of a Mozart or Bach. What's more important is you have discipline. Remember what discipline really is. Discipline is the ability to make yourself do something you really don't want to do, but make yourself do it and enjoy it. And a lot of these people with extra talent don't have the discipline necessary and required to become a professional musician. So now you know the 5 top reasons that keep most musicians, maybe even you, from turning pro. What were they again?
Just watching YouTube videos and tutorials alone will not allow you to become a professional musician. Drum corps, DCI, will not help you in your career and to evolve into a professional musician. Yes, you are going to likely have to get that music degree. Forget about it. You are going to have to practice, and you are going to have to arrive somewhere along the line at 5,000 hours of quality, intense practice or above. Yes, you do need to have a little bit of musical talent. Again, like I stated previously, you don't need to be Mozart and you don't need to be Bach to become a professional musician.
Alright folks, that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you got some value out of it. Hit the thumbs up, Smash the like button, comment down below if you like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.